as a decimal 0.5, and as a percentage is 50%. 1/4 then is 0.25, and that is 25%. 1/5 is 0.2, and that's 20%. 1/3 is also quite useful, but it's not quite as easy. 0.3 recurring here with the dot, or 33.3 recurring also with the dot. 1/8 is one that comes up a little bit. Does anyone know 1/8 as a decimal? 0.125. Yeah, you can just half 250 here, and that's 12.5%. They're the main ones that you should be working off without much thought. They're the automatic ones. So this is as a fraction, as a decimal. And you've come across these many times as a percent. Okay, we need to be able to confidently switch between these three forms, as in if you've got a fraction, so you get if you get your score in your test, are you able to convert that to a percentage? So let's say we get 40 out of 46 in an exam. How do I convert that to a percentage without a calculator?
Divide.
Just divide, yes. Okay, so if I want to convert from a fraction to a percent, I divide numerator by denominator of the fraction. So here I have 40, divide by 46 is not going to be something easy, but I can try it. So maybe do long division that way, or do short division this way. So 46 into 40 goes how many times? We're going to have a few decimal places here. It obviously will not go in fully. We expected that. That's going to be, so I'm turning into a decimal first. How many times is it going to 400? That's what I need to figure out without a calculator.
8 times.
8 times, you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So Leo thinks it's 46 times 8 would be. So that'll give 48 and a 4. 8 times that says 368. Is there going to be another one squeezed in there? No. So you're right. So it fits in 8 times. So you would think, yeah, it's going to be a pretty decent score. So hopefully it'll be in the 80s or 90s realm here. So what's my remainder here? 400. How far away am I from 400? I'm 32. And now that I've already figured out this one, it's pretty easy to figure out ones around that.
7.
I think 7's going to work here. So if I take away 46, that's going to give me what 46 times 7 would be. That's 322. Oh, not quite. So we need 6, don't we? So take away another 46 from this, and we get 2.
7.
276. 276. All right. And how? So we know that this is then 6 times 46, and this is 6 times 46 here. So how far away from 320 are we? 44. Yep. And we can continue on this thing. So if you wanted to round, I think we're going to go up to 87, because this is going to fit in with one of these numbers again, isn't it? Is it back to this one? 4, yeah. No, it's one more, 9. Yeah, it's going to be 9. And then we can stop there because we round to the nearest whole percentage. That's 87%. So that was a very tricky one, having to divide and use awkward times tables. 87%. Okay? So to change from a fraction to a percentage, you divide and then multiply by 100, of course. If you have the decimal, you multiply by 100, fraction to percentage. If you have a decimal to percentage, I presume you know that's just to divide or to multiply by 100. Working this way, I multiply by 100. Working backwards, I divide by 100. Okay, but the tricky one is always if I get a fraction and I want to convert it to a percentage. Yes. Okay, that's one thing. The other thing that we did in the starter as well, which we just go over one more time, is how to get the percentage of an amount without a calculator. So if percent of an amount, No calculator. So with a calculator, what do we do? With calculator, we do it first, even though you don't have it there with you. If I want to get, let's say, 17.5% of 84, what do I do on a calculator? What would I type in?
0.175.
Yeah, so there's a multiplier on a calculator. You turn this into the decimal. The decimal of this will be to divide it by 100, or move the decimal place 2 spots. 0.175 is it as a decimal. Of in maths is the operation of multiplication, and 84. So we just type that in. So with a calculator, we get our decimal multiplier. We'll come back to that tomorrow, the decimal multiplier, a little bit more when we have a calculator. There's a couple of tricks we can do to do percentage of amount. What's 12% of 50?
You just do 10%.
You could do it that way. Or there is a little trick you can get. It's the same as 50% of 12. How does that work? So you can use this switch method if it's easier to do the other way around. So always can switch. Yeah, and why does it work? 6. Why does that work? Well, the hint, I suppose, is the word of. So it's timesing. If you multiply, it doesn't matter which way around you multiply it. 2 sets of 3 is the same as 3 sets of 2. And this is kind of the same thing. 12 of 15 is the same. 12 of 50 is the same as 50 of 12. So one of them is going to be a decimal. So 0.5 times 6 is the same as 0.6 times 5 is what this says. Because you're going to get 6 times 5 is 30, and you're going to get 1 decimal place in your answer. It's going to be just 3 either way.
We can use that for anything. So, for
Yeah.
example, like on the first one, 84% of 17.5 would be the same answer.
84% of 175. Or yeah, 75. Yeah, 17.5. Yeah, don't change the decimal. Yeah, exactly the same. Yeah, so that can be useful. Just switcheroo. If it's an easier thing to switch and multiply by one number than the other, you can always do the switch. But the main thing is the one we did in the starter. So if I want to get this of 84 without a calculator, so 17.5% of something without a calculator is much more difficult. So a good way is I can always get 10% by just moving the decimal spot 1. So 10% is 8.4. And 5% then is always half of 10%. So that is half of this number, which is 4.2. Now I'm trying to get this column to add to 17.5. So I can get 1% if I want, or 2.5% is definitely the better way to go, and which is going to be half of this, which is 2.1. And now I add up, this column gives 7, and this is 14. So 14.7 is my answer. So work with percentages that are easy to work with. So 10% is always a good place to start, or 1% and build it up, or 10% break.